Hello, beautiful soul. Have you ever replayed a conversation at 2 a.m. and somehow turned one awkward pause into proof that something was wrong with you? The conversation is over. The door is closed. The house is quiet. And something inside you just drops. Not sadness exactly. More like dread. Like your brain just hit replay on everything you said, everything you did, and now it is already finding the problems. The wrong word, the awkward pause, the moment you laughed too loud, or said too much, or went too quiet. And now you cannot turn it off. I know that feeling. I lived inside it for years. After I left something that had broken me down completely, I did not know how to just exist around people anymore. I would run into my neighbor. Ordinary conversation, her garden, the weather, nothing. And I would go home, and the trial would begin. Why did I say that? That came out so wrong. She must think I am such a mess. Over and over. Every word picked apart. Every pause put under a microscope. I was putting myself on trial for a conversation about somebody's garden, and I was so tired. The kind of tired sleep does not fix, because the trial never stopped. Not even at 2 a.m., especially not at 2 a.m. Does that sound like you? Here's what nobody tells you about ruminating thoughts. They feel like thinking. They feel productive. Like if you replay it one more time, you will finally figure out what went wrong. But most of the time, you are not solving anything. You are keeping the wound open, and that loop spills into real life. You read into a text. You misread a look. You pull away. You apologize for things that did not need an apology. You shrink yourself down based on a conversation your exhausted brain invented at midnight, and then the second loop starts. Why am I like this? What is wrong with me? Why can't I just let this go? Now you are not just stuck in the original loop. You are beating yourself up for being stuck in it. That's not weakness. That is what happens when your nervous system has been on high alert for too long. Your brain learned that replaying situations felt like safety. Like if you could figure out what went wrong, you could stop it from happening again. But the loop does not protect you. It just exhausts you. And for me, the overthinking did not just happen after the conversation. It happened before I even walked out the door. I would dread a simple conversation, a family gathering, running into someone at the shops. My brain would already be asking, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I freeze? What if they can see right through me? Then during the conversation, I was not even really there. I was performing, monitoring every word, every expression, watching their face for signs that I had messed up. And the moment I got home, the replay started. That is 3 loops in one. The loop before, the loop during, the loop after. And I lived inside all 3 of them for years. And your brain has not gotten the update yet, so it is still scanning, still monitoring, still replaying, in situations that are safe now. The neighbor who just wanted to talk about her garden was never a threat. But my nervous system did not know that yet. And that is not something to be ashamed of. That's something to be gentle with. What you just heard me describe is not who you are. It is not a flaw. It is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is a loop. And loops can be broken. And the way I started breaking that loop was not by arguing with every thought. It started with 3 small things I could actually do in the moment. The first thing is simple. Catch yourself doing it. When you notice the loop starting, say it out loud. I am overthinking. That is it. Name it. Because the moment you name it, you create space between you and the thought. And that space is everything. I remember the first time I tried this. I was painting my son's room. Just me, a roller, and a brain that would not stop. I was mid-spiral, heart racing, thoughts screaming, and I said it out loud, to nobody, to the room. I am spiraling, and something shifted. Not everything, not immediately, but just enough space to breathe. So I breathed. 4 counts in, hold for 4. 4 counts out, hold for 4. 1 box, 1 pause, 1 small message to your nervous system. The threat is not here. You are safe. The loop does not get to be in charge anymore. For me, the loop hit hardest when the house went quiet. For you, it might be after social situations, alone in the car, right before bed. When that moment comes, name it, breathe, and notice the loop before it takes over. The second tool sounds strange, but stay with me. Instead of trying to force the thoughts away, give them a time and a place. I am not dealing with this right now. I will sit with this at 8 p.m., and then you actually do it. You sit down. You open your journal. You give the worry its page. The first time I tried this, it was late at night. I was lying in bed, listening for sounds that were not there. My body was braced for something that was not coming anymore. The threat was gone, but my nervous system did not know that yet, and the thoughts were so loud. So I picked up a pen, and I wrote it all down. Every fear, every loop, everything my brain was convinced was real. And once it was on the page, it stopped screaming at me. Not completely, but enough for me to breathe. Like it just needed somewhere to go. Like it had been knocking on the door all night. And I finally opened it. Because I know what it feels like to fight your own mind when the house gets quiet. It gives your worry somewhere to go. A container. So it does not have to live rent-free in your head all day and all night. Never worry in your head. Always on paper. The page can hold it, so you do not have to. And the third tool is learning how to change the question. Just because a thought is loud does not mean it is true. Just because it shows up at 2 a.m. does not mean it deserves the microphone. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices them. For me, the record that played the longest was the why record. Why did this happen to me? Why did I stay so long? Why did I not see it sooner? I could spend hours on that loop and never land anywhere except more broken than when I started. And one day, I asked myself a different question. Not why. What? What do I need today? What is one thing I can do right now? What actually matters to me in this moment? And the why record lost some of its power. Not forever, but enough. Stop asking why. Start asking what. Why keeps you spinning? What moves you forward? This is not pretending. This is not toxic positivity. This is you deciding that your focus is yours and choosing where to put it. The loop feels like protection, like it is solving something, like it is keeping you safe. But the loop does not give you answers. It just keeps you company in the pain. It is fear, wearing the mask of thinking. And the way out is not to fight it, not to shame yourself for having it. The way out is to see it clearly, name it, and gently choose something different. Come back to what actually matters. Your peace, your people, the life you are trying to build. Because when you measure the loop against that, it starts to shrink. If 2 a.m. is when your mind gets the loudest, I created the Thought Loop Reset Journal for that exact moment. It gives your worry a time, a place, and a page to land on, so it does not have to live in your head all night. Gentle prompts, simple questions, a place to name the loop, question it, and finally let your mind rest. The link is below. It's there when you are ready. Here is what I want you to understand. When you have spent years walking on eggshells, when what you said, or how you said it, had real consequences, your brain learned to pre-scan everything, to monitor, to manage. That was not anxiety. That was survival. But you are not in that environment anymore. You are not broken because your mind loops. You are not weak because you replay conversations at 2 a.m. about somebody's garden. You are a human being who has been through things. And your nervous system is doing exactly what it learned to do, to keep you safe. But you are safe now, and you get to teach your brain that. One breath, one page, one what, instead of why, at a time. That is how you break the loop, and that is how you change the damn record already. If this felt like it was written for you, it probably was. Like this video so it reaches the next woman who needs it. Follow if you're ready to grow, gently and honestly. Share this with your younger self. She's still listening. You're not alone anymore. Let's grow together. Love and peace.